Salams, good morning. Welcome everyone to our webinar. And I hope you're going to find, I hope you're all well first and foremost, and you are moving along with your studies. And I hope you're going to find today's webinar just as informative as the previous weeks. And once again, thanks for the kind words on that some of you sent me regarding the webinars about how much you are benefiting from it. This is why we do it. It's so that you guys can derive maximum benefit. This is the part of IT Varsity that is the dynamic part, the part that you don't, that you can't learn in the course itself, because technology is such that it's always changing, and because it's always changing, there are things that come up in the world around us that are not part of the course. And so this is where I bring these things in, but more importantly, I give you my mentorship here and I answer any of your questions. So as of today, I'm going to keep the webinar shorter than before. I found some of you suggested that an hour was a bit too long, so that's I've listened to you. We're gonna try and wrap it up in 30 minutes this time. And also, for those of you who want a repeat of it, as of today's episode, we're going to be uploading it to YouTube. So I'm actually recording it on a separate camera also, and a separate microphone, and we're going to put that out. So you guys out there who don't have the opportunity to attend in the day, I know many of you are working, many of you are, some of you are actually teachers also, and you're occupied with other things, you don't lose out. So this is going to be there for you. Now, I'm going to start off by sharing my screen. Now, you will have noticed that IT Varsity does not have exams at all. Not midterm exams, not final year, end of year exams, nothing of the sort. We've actually done away with the whole concept of exams. And the reason for that is because exams just don't fit into the real world. IT Varsity is an institute that exists for one reason only, which is to accelerate you into a job in software development. It's not here to give you a certificate. Yes, you're going to earn an accredited certificate, but that's the secondary thing. Now, most institutes make that the primary thing. And for us, sorry, that's not the primary thing, that's a secondary thing. So what is the primary thing for us? It's the skills, it's the ability to solve problems, it's the ability to create apps, websites, software solutions. That's primary, because that is what gets you a job. I just got contacted by a young lady in Durban this morning who didn't study with us. She studied at some other institute. She's come out with a qualification and she can't get a job. Why? Because she's just got a certificate, but she's got no skills. She dabbled in a bit of coding here and there. She did something in IT, dabbled in a bit of coding, but she didn't receive the skills that she needs to get into the job. And so exams is one of the problems as far as I'm concerned. But then the question is, if there's no exams, then how does IT Varsity operate? Now, we have what we call assessments, right? And assessments work like this. You probably already had a bit of experience with this, but I just want to mention it, right? What you do is with each module, you will build an actual solution, and you will submit that solution via GitHub to us. And then myself and my grading team, we will look at it and we will assess your work. And if you didn't get a 95% on that assessment, then you will be held back. Which now brings us back to the dreaded 95% pass mark. People get scared when I mention that to them. It's not like in other colleges or in school where you get only one chance to write the assessment. It's not like that. See, with us, when you submit that work to us, we will give you feedback on it. We will say, okay, your colors are a bit dull, or your images are a bit low res, the fonts you are using need to be more user or reader friendly, etc. And we'll give you a grade, maybe 50%. Now you've got an opportunity to go back, fix up those things as per the recommendation of your grader. Then you resubmit. If you need to, if the grader asks you to resubmit. And then we'll look at it again, and maybe this time we'll bump you up to a 75 or 80%. And then you resubmit one more time. And then we give you the final grade. Maybe you bumped up to a 95%. Sometimes you get it on the first try, sometimes on the third or even the fourth try. We are here for that. We are here to guide you. Now, what am I doing with this kind of approach? What I'm doing is actually a workplace simulation. We are simulating the workplace. We are simulating a scenario where I'm the manager or the entrepreneur, the business person, the client, and you are the service provider as my software developer or web designer or app developer. Now, what happens in the real world? In the real world, you will build a solution for me as per my requirements, and you will send it to me or you will demonstrate it to me. And then in your presentation, I'll look at it, I'll say, wow, fantastic, I like this, but can you move this there? Can you change this? Can you, this color doesn't talk to my brand, etc. And then you will go, you'll make those changes and come back. Never ever in the real world does it ever happen that the client will say, okay, this is not good, failed, 35%, goodbye, I'm going to find someone else. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that in the real world. So don't accept that in the institute that you are working with. There's no such thing as exams in the real world. It's all about problem solving. It's all about delivering the solutions that you've been asked to deliver. And that's why we work in this way. So no exams, but we do have assessments, and we are very particular about those assessments. Now, there's a few things that you need to know, right? One is to be a real winner in the game, to be a champion, you need to build as many solutions as you can, which is part of what you do with us. But I want you to go beyond that. I want you to go beyond that. I want you to make IT, make coding your hobby, not just something you're using to get a job, right? So go onto Google, go onto YouTube, learn about more advanced skills. So if we are teaching you certain aspects of HTML images, go and expand your knowledge. You're welcome to do that and build solutions above and beyond what we ask you to build. We reward that sort of thing. Other institutes will probably penalize you. We won't. We will reward you for it. But please make sure that it's your own work, because ultimately you're not harming anyone by not being original other than yourself, right? Because we are going to use that portfolio that you are creating, those solutions that you are creating, to try and get you into the job market. And if you don't know what you are talking about, you're going to lose that job very quickly. And you're going to hurt our reputation as an institute, which is rather unpleasant. Okay? Now, we don't want you to be those types of people who get degrees and certificates from us, but no jobs. Like that young lady I mentioned earlier, there are tens of thousands of people coming out of universities every year. And some of you are probably graduates of universities. I mean, we had lots of graduates who enrolled with us this year, graduates from other universities, and they are now getting the work experience so that they can go out into the world of work. And so they come to us to accelerate them into the world of work. And there's one major reason why we are so much better, and I'm not marketing to you guys are already my students, but I want to reassure you, we are so much better than other institutes because we don't have lecturers. There are no lecturers, there are no theoretical lectures, there are no people that just have theory. I'm a software engineer for the past, I've been coding since 10 years old. That's like almost 40 years ago. For those of you who are doing Python, Java, React, the people that are training you have almost the same amount of experience as I have. 10, 15, 20, 25 years. The Java guy has like 25 years of experience. So these guys know what they're talking about. This is not theoretical stuff here. If you love theory, go read a book. Okay, and finally, I want to remind you about those final projects. Please put time and effort into those. Don't just do the bare minimum. You'll probably get your grades, but I want you to be innovative. I want you to be creative. I want that wow factor in your work. And if you notice on my TikTok, I will showcase your work. If it's really good, my team will send it to me, and I will showcase your work on my social channels, on TikTok and wherever. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to boost your chances, it's going to skyrocket your chances of getting a job position. Because my clients will come back to me, our partner companies, and they'll say, hey, who is this this person that built this solution? We want that person to come work for us. It's happened in the past, it's going to happen again. So put in extra effort, number one. And don't forget, GitHub, obviously it's mandatory to put your portfolio work onto GitHub. For those of you who are new, who haven't learned GitHub yet, don't worry, you're going to learn it. And we're going to teach you properly how to use GitHub. But GitHub is yours. That account on GitHub is yours. And in Module 7, when you build the portfolio website, it's yours. Make sure you build it up, that you flesh it out, that you make it beautiful, that you make it into a work of art, so that when people see this, they'll say, wow, this is the developer we want working for us. So remember, it's your playpen. So the GitHub, the final products, the GitHub, and the portfolio website are all yours. Make the most of it. Build them out, flesh them out. Because what's needed in the industry are people who can solve problems, not people who have pieces of paper to say, I went to this or that elite institute. And that's what we're giving you. With those few words, I'm going to conclude and I'm going to get into now your questions. This is my favorite part. If you have any questions around what I've said or any other questions, fire away, right? But I must tell you, if there are support type questions, I'm going to refer you to IT Varsity support team, because I'm a bit rusty. Somebody asked me a question this morning, and it's going to take me time to go through that work and come back and give you an answer. But the support team are, they're on their toes all the time. If there is a delay, it's because of the massive influx. We've had a bumper enrollment period, and we're kind of scaling up now because so many people are just signing up on a day-to-day basis. So bear with us. We are here for you, and we have your best interests at heart. Let's go to your questions. Ibrahim says, how long does the grading process take? It could take anything from an hour to a couple of days, right? So please bear with us. We do have a major influx, Ibrahim. Next question from Azra. Good morning, sir. I wanted to know if we have to make the social media on our own, or can we make a shared account with whoever also wants to join? We can share our progress together on one account. Wow, that's a new one, Azra. I would recommend your own, but if you are more comfortable working with a study partner, go for it. But make sure that you clearly distinguish which work is whose. Got that? So go for it, Azra. I can't wait to see your stuff. And when you do a post, please tag me at Bilal Cat and tag IT Varsity at IT Varsity. Don't ever forget to tag us, because we will reshare your content. Azra, again, I don't have many people on my account, so I feel if we have a joint account, whoever is on the account can share it in their personal profile so we can get more followers and views. Okay, in terms of followers and views, now, Azra, that is a brilliant, brilliant point that you brought up. Don't worry too much about that. I'll tell you why. You could have 10 followers and all could be your family members. Still keep posting, because we will share your posts, number one. And number two, you can achieve a lot with a small number of followers. There's this mindset, this fallacy that to do well on social media, you need lots and lots of followers and lots of views. It's not true at all, right? You could have 10 followers on your social media. We share that social media to other businesses, for example, which we do, and then we might share it to 100 businesses. And out of those, maybe 10 will come back to you and say, wow, this is good work. Azra, this is terrific work. And you could get a job based on that. So out of 10 people, that one person could be the key person. Yes, it's better if you've got lots of followers and you've got lots of views, but it's not necessary. It's not. I know people that have millions of followers and are not successful at all. They're not financially successful. So don't stress too much about that, Azra. We will help you to grow. So Imad says, I finished my module 1, but I only got one attempt due to me not submitting the work correctly. if I submit it again and the submission is wrong, do I get another attempt? Yes. Imad, you get unlimited attempts to resubmit your work. But of course, listen to what the grader is saying, and we don't want to frustrate you by making you go back over and over again. We'd like you to get it done within 3 attempts. Usually by the 3rd attempt, you will get it right. On average, it takes people about 3 attempts, because it's not because your work is not good. It's because we are so damn finicky. I am so damn finicky. My staff know that if I see them passing work that is subpar, substandard, they are going to get into trouble. So bear with them. They are terrified of me catching them out, making it too easy for you guys. So Halima has a good question. How do we begin to build our profile? If you are in module 1, you start building your GitHub profile. That's it, right there. That's your profile. You're building your GitHub profile. Remember, you're going to have 2 major profiles. One is on GitHub and one is your portfolio website that you are going to be building. That's in module 7. So basically think about it like this. GitHub is the storage where you're going to keep all your apps that you are building for life. That, like I said, that account is yours. But your portfolio website is your space to present yourself. Gone are the days of CVs. The portfolio website is your CV. So you'll have a picture of yourself, a professional picture, you'll have biographical information, study information, past experience, and most importantly, a list of all the projects that you've built with IT Varsity, but also on your own and also for clients on that one website. And that website needs to be professional, but you learn that in module 7. But from now, from module 0 to module 7, you are building up your profile on GitHub. I hope that makes sense. So Mashlase has a question. Good day, sir. How would you encourage first-time students to keep going as much as possible to gain the confidence in ourselves and to not feel like you are on your own? Okay. Mashlase, I love that question. It's because right now, you are not on your own. We are having this conversation. Every Wednesday, you join us for this webinar and you get to meet your fellow students, which is why I have this webinar. The other thing is the support guys are always there for you. The success mentors are always there for you. And do me a favor, any of you, Mashlase as well as the rest of you, if you are feeling down, if you are feeling demotivated, if you are feeling like, you're not good enough, whatever, let us know. Drop me an email, bilal@itvarsity.org, or drop an email to support, and we will be there for you. Remember, we're not just here for your academic development. We are here for your holistic development, and you are in our care. So we will always be here for you. The other thing is, through these webinars and through the learning management system you guys are on, network with each other. You don't have to be in the same town or in the same geographic area. You can network with people from around the world and work in virtual study groups. How cool is that, right? So, Mashlase, good question. Ibrahim says, may I please get the YouTube link or name of the channel? Ibrahim, the IT Varsity YouTube channel, just search under IT Varsity and you'll see the distinctive IT Varsity logo there, that flower-looking, orange flower-looking man. NK says, good day, sir. I was wondering if we should use the exact images and code provided by the lecturer. Can't we use maybe other superheroes even in the Pine City Zoo app? Just to clarify on one of the policies you mentioned, go for it. Use your own images, use your own superheroes, use your own code, but ensure, especially with the code, that you know what you are typing there. So if I had to call you up and ask you during a code, and I do that, I do code reviews, right? Random code reviews, I'll call you up. I'll say, MK, right, call up your code. Let me see your app. Okay, what does this line to that line do? I want you to change this around. I need you to change it for me. If you don't know, you're in trouble. So go wild, use your imagination. Azra, again, I'm on module 1 at the moment. In which module would the Python work begin? Python will begin in module 10. So we want to give you a firm foundation on front end, and then we come in with the Python on the back end of things. Mashla says, sometimes it feels like you are doing something wrong, but don't know who to ask or who to compare details with. Again, form a study group and also contact your success mentor. Even if you're not ready to submit and you just need somebody to eyeball your work, contact a success mentor and say, hey, you know what, I'm busy with this, but I'm not really sure. Tell me what I'm doing. Remember, we are here to guide you across every step of the way. I also run into the same issue sometimes, says Azra. Where can I have fast communication to just double check with someone? Okay, again, we are looking at some quicker way to communicate with you guys, but I think the study group will be a very, very good idea. And if you want to include the success mentor in the study group, that's even better, right? Ibrahim says, exactly, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. It does. Ibrahim, I do agree, it does, but this is where we come in. When you are feeling overwhelmed, drop us an email, say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Or drop your team, your group an email and say, I'm overwhelmed. Guys, how do we handle this? But remember, one little step at a time. Don't try and do everything at once. You got a whole month to do that module. So take your time and do it. Halima says, is module 0 mandatory, or would you suggest we must do it pre-starting module 1? Not mandatory. It's okay if you do it, but not mandatory, because you covers most of the work again in module 1. Module 0 serves for people who just want to try what coding is all about. Azra says, how could we create a study group to find the other students' contact details? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the success mentors to get in touch with you guys and to see who wants to be part of a study group. Then you can share your contact details and we'll pull you guys together, and then you can introduce yourselves to each other. We're looking at some tools like Slack to get you guys onto some kind of group so you can work together. But they will, later this week, they will confirm which platform we're going to be using. Keenan says, is there any WhatsApp group that we can join? Not WhatsApp. We're not very hot on WhatsApp, but we're definitely looking at a tool called Slack, which is also a chat app, but it's a lot more functional than WhatsApp. Okay, I see Mashla says, let's create it together. Okay, we if you guys want to go for it, I'm not going to stop you, but if you need any assistance with that, that's what we are here for, right? How do I join a group? Ibrahim will give you some guidelines, or if you guys want to set up a WhatsApp group yourselves, please feel free to go ahead and do it. That is the best way to study. You know, it's like when you go to a gym and you've got a personal fitness trainer. Just being in front of that person makes such a big difference compared to if you're working out on your own. So go for it. Be there to support each other, and remember, we are here to support you guys. Let's see, we still got about 6 minutes left. I see someone just joined us. Sabira just joined us. Any other questions, guys? Azra says, Azra wants to know if you could ask for numbers. Yeah, go for it. I mean, if people are happy to share their numbers, you guys can do it within your groups. I'm more than happy to do that. If you want to, I mean, this is just a small subset. There's only 13 of you, but we've got about, in this cohort, we've got about 100, almost 200. So ask the success mentors to reach out for you and ask others if they want to join you guys. This is just a small subset of people who are able to make it. Now the rest of them watch this after hours. Okay guys, Azra is being super proactive here. Here's your opportunity. Join the group, share emails with each other. Don't forget that on the learning management system, there is a chat feature there. So you guys are able to chat with each other there. Use that chat feature also. It's not hard to figure out. You'll see there's the speech bubbles at the top right corner, and then you'll see everyone in your cohort. You'll also most likely be able to see who's logged in at any given time. Reach out, network. Networking is what will get you there, and that's part of what makes online learning so beautiful. I mean, in a normal campus, you are just stuck with a group of people that you start off with. But in the online space, as new people come aboard, your networks will be growing with that new cohorts that are coming up. Okay, another question from Halima. In the interim, what would you suggest to begin earning some money? Any options to continue to apply for jobs, etc., whilst we study perhaps? Yes, of course. Go and start looking for a job. That's the other beauty of studying online, right? You dedicate your 2.5 hours a day to studying, and the rest of the time you can go and work. What I recommend is pick up something, some entry-level website maintenance work. You might not get paid initially, right? If that's the case, offer your services for free for about 3 months just to prove yourself, and then you can negotiate a salary. But even if you have to earn a basic salary, 5,000-6,000 rands a month, I don't see why not. There are lots and lots of companies that are looking for people doing entry-level work in web design, social media, some IT stuff. Also, teach yourself some graphic design and photography. I mean, those of you who are doing the certificate in digital entrepreneurship, you go into a lot of detail with that. But for the rest of you, figure it out. It's not hard. Go and watch a couple of YouTube videos, figure that out, and offer these services. There are tons of businesses around that are desperately looking for people who can offer all of these services. And I promise you, you tie 2 or 3 businesses to a 2,500-3,000 rand a month retainer, and you're getting 9,000 rands a month, right? It's just get off your chair and go knocking doors. You'll find something. And don't forget to upskill yourself. Where can we apply for these entry-level website jobs? In your community, in your personal networks. Go to businesses in your community and ask around, and I'm sure you'll get something. I know some people will tell you go onto freelance websites. I wouldn't recommend that. Not right now, not for you. You are still very junior. And freelance websites many of them have become scammy. And I don't want you guys to go and get scammed over there and lose hope. But in your community, let's say you're in a small town like, I don't know, Newcastle, right? Go knocking door to door. Ask your family for referrals. Speak to your school. Speak to your networks, your friends, your families, and say you're offering web design services. I guarantee you something will come up. But you just have to sort of overcome that fear of rejection and that fear that people might say no to you, and just keep going, keep knocking. That's how I got my first web design job while I was studying. I offered them some work for free. I worked for them for about 3 months for free, and then after they saw the quality of my work, they offered me a retainer of 3,000 rand. And that was the first time that I started earning money through development. So I was maintaining the website, uploading content onto the blog, and a few other things. And it just grew from there. It just grew. Then I got into e-commerce. I was building e-commerce websites for companies until I started my own business, IT Varsity, and then I had to stop all of that. Guys, these are beautiful, beautiful questions. I think we've run out of time now. But remember, I'm always here for you guys on email, bilal@itvarsity.org. Ask away. I have a responsibility, and my team has a responsibility to you guys. And we want you to be the best. We want you to go out there and be the best. Any other questions going forward, don't hesitate to ask away. We are here for you. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.